Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 17 from Marvel Comics. So I would read the solicitation, but the solicitation is completely wrong. It's a huge lie. Nothing that happens in the solicitation actually happens in this issue. Which is funny because I've seen that happen a lot of times in comic books. I don't know how that happens, but it happens. So instead, let's just jump right into the breakdown. So we start off with Uncle Ben, and he's getting a meeting with Harry. Harry just shows up and reveals to him that he's alive. And basically, Harry warns Uncle Ben, like, hey, you gotta watch out, try to keep your head down, because things are gonna get a lot crazier. Like way more than they currently are. Also, he asks about how Peter is doing and stuff. And I like this. I like the fact that looks like Harry actually gives a damn about the Parker family. Because that's like one thing that I'm worried about. I'm still worried about it. I'm still worried that we're going to have Harry going down the dark side. I hope that's not the case. But we get Gwen, and she is having a meeting with Mr. Robertson. And it turns out that Mr. Robertson is one of the Mysterios. So yeah, he's been like feeding information to J. Jonah Jameson and Uncle Ben. And it looks like maybe either Gwen doesn't know about that, or she does, and the whole like her having a fallout with them was just an act on her side, but Uncle Ben and J. Jonah Jameson aren't aware of that. I don't know, because Robinson has been feeding information. Like basically, he's been gathering a bunch of stuff on Fisk and things. He's been giving it to J. Jonah Jameson and Uncle Ben for them to do more research on and be the ones to break the story and reveal it to the public. And Gwen seems to be like upset with some of the things that they're publishing. But I wonder if that was just her playing a part or if she actually was upset. But yeah, it's interesting to find out that he's one of the Mysterios. And then that's when Fisk walks in with his lawyer, Mr. Wesley. And Fisk basically says, I think we all know that you're the one who's been running this business, even when your husband was alive. And me and your husband basically had some business ventures. And I plan to see that our arrangements continue perpetually. And so I'll have Mr. Wesley give you some documents for you to sign, and then he leaves. And it turns out that Mr. Wesley is actually one of the Mysterios. He's actually the Mysterio that warned Gwen about Craven kidnapping Harry and Peter and giving the amulet to her. And basically, yeah, it turns out he's working with Fisk, but that's just so he's like a double agent. He's not actually on Fisk's side, it seems like. So he gives like information to Gwen, tells him to be careful because after the whole Craven incident, Fisk has been kind of trying to figure out what the hell went down, if Mysterio was involved and stuff. And then he gives her the amulet, and so now she has the next week to use the Mysterio powers. Kind of like we learned in the last issue, they keep trading the amulet, and it looks like the time limit is a week. So they basically have a week with the amulet to do Mysterio stuff, and then it gets given to the next person to become Mysterio, and it just kind of goes like that. And Harry shows up, and basically Gwen says, all right, we have a week, let's go to war. And I'm going to be cutting some stuff. We do have a short meeting with Harry and Dr. Otto. So it turns out that Dr. Otto is now working in a secret lab that Harry has given him. I'm guessing that Gwen is involved in this. So maybe Gwen fired Otto once again to play up some kind of story or to give her like an alibi if Fisk ever discovers that Otto was working with Green Goblin and Green Goblin turned out to be Harry. Like, I don't know why the firing. There's got to be some reason for it that I'm just not seeing right now, or that might be revealed later on. But yeah, Otto's still working for Harry, and Otto basically is asking for things that he needs, but now Harry doesn't have a bunch of money that he can be spending. His money's now finite because he has to play dead. So his expenses have been drastically cut. We do have like a nice moment where Harry tells Otto to go check out the Parker residence. I don't know how I feel about this part. He says finish installing security cameras. The security cameras are just so he can keep an eye on the Parkers and make sure that there's no one going into their place, that they're going to be safe. But at the same time, you're spying on a family without them knowing. Like, I get that you're doing this for good intentions, but at the same time, I don't think Peter's going to be enjoying this when it eventually comes to light, because at some point Peter's going to find out about this. So I feel like this is basically setting up for probably the first nail in the coffin that's going to be their relationship. But I guess we'll find out. So Green Goblin and Mysterio, husband and wife, team up to go attack one of Fisk's buildings. Throughout this entire moment, Harry is listening to an AI of his dad, who's just doing nothing but berating him. And I have a feeling that this is going to lead to Harry going down the dark side. It's going to be one of the aspects that lead to that, I'm guessing. I hope that's not the case. But yeah, this is a building run by Mr. Negative. I do find this funny how they blow a hole in the building so that they can fly in. And Harry's just like, why aren't they shooting at us? We just blew a hole in their building. None of them are holding guns. And Mysterio says, well, it's because everything here is volatile. So if they use guns, this place is going to blow up. So they have to use swords instead. So that explains why they're not shooting at them. It doesn't explain why nobody reacts. Nobody reacts to this whatsoever. And before you say, oh, well, it's because Mysterio used her powers to make sure that no one notices the hole. No, because the guards immediately look up and they notice the hole and they notice that Green Goblin is here. So I thought that was kind of weird. Yeah, Gwen basically orders Harry, you're going to be the one to save the people, like get all the civilians out of here. Well, I say civilians, but it's basically people that are working for Mr. Negative, but they're working kind of against their will. So it's Harry's job to go save them all, to get them out of the building. Meanwhile, Gwen is going to take care of the weapons. So she uses her powers to basically mess with Negative's henchmen to get them to kill each other. And eventually, Harry gets all the civilians out. I keep saying civilians. He gets all the workers out. And Harry asks his wife, so, like, did you take care of the bombs? Did you defuse them? And Gwen says, I never said anything about defusing them. And the building blows up. And Harry gets pissed off because he's like, you're supposed to disable the bombs. And she said, no, I said I'd take care of them, and it's taken care of. And this leads to kind of an argument because Harry's like, people could have been killed. But Gwen fires back with, you got everyone out, didn't you? And he says, yeah. Well, then what's the problem? I blew up an empty building. Who cares about anything else? Like, the weapons are gone now. Mr. Fisk and Mr. Negative can't use those weapons anymore. And she basically says, Harry, we're at war with the generational enemy. So we have to do whatever is required. We have to do what must be done. And Harry kind of hesitates and says, okay. It is kind of an interesting twist in the fact that it looks like Gwen is the one that's going to be leading Harry down the dark side. I think it's going to be a factor of Gwen along with the AI of his dad, and maybe like an argument with Peter, like when Peter discovers the surveillance that Harry has set up in his house. I think all that's going to probably combine together and cause the fallout. I'm hoping that's not the case because I really like the team up of Harry and Peter, and I would like to see this series not go down the route where Harry ends up becoming a villain in the end. If anything, it would make it more interesting if Harry doesn't defect. Like, how would that play up with his wife? Like, what if his wife is the one that keeps going down like the darker route and Harry doesn't follow after her? Like, he follows her to a certain point and then he stops, but she keeps going, but she's not able to drag him down with her. That can be like a very interesting twist that readers probably wouldn't expect. I know I wouldn't. And just the dynamic of how would you play that off, which is, I don't know, it's just something that always like fascinated me. I want to see something like that. Like, I'm going to use a wrestling example because I'm a wrestling fan, but I've always wanted to see a tag team where we had a babyface and a heel working together. And I know we've gotten that at times, but it's always like a reluctant partnership. I want to see one where the two are friends and it's like, yeah, this dude's an a-hole and he breaks the rules, but he's still my buddy. Like, I still gotta support him. Meanwhile, the heel is kind of like, yeah, this guy is a goody two-shoes and stuff like that, but he's my buddy. I'm going to work with him. And they work together. So even though they have different philosophies, one's good, one's evil, one's following the rules, the other one's cheating, they still work together. I kind of want to see something like that where like Gwen is willing to go down like the dark road to do whatever needs to be done, but Harry's not willing to follow after her. But they still love each other, so they're not going to like go against each other. So you have them like kind of pulling at each other to see like how far can I pull Harry down the dark side before he stops me? How much can I let Gwen go before I have to stop her? Like, that would be kind of just like an interesting thing where we have a husband and wife who legitimately love each other, but one goes evil and the other one goes good. But even after that, they still love each other and they're still together, how would that affect them? How would that affect what they do? How would that affect the relationship? Like, I think that could be like a very interesting thing to do, and I'd love to see that. So I'm hoping that maybe that could be the case, but I have a feeling that Harry's going to go down the dark side in the next few issues, and I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but I guess we'll see. There's more, but I don't want to spoil everything. This was good. I really like this. The series has been freaking amazing so far. There has yet to be a terrible issue. I've said this before in my reviews for previous issues, but even the weakest issue in this series is still like a 7 or 8 out of 10. This series has been damn near perfect. Like, even its weakest issue has been phenomenal. So I highly recommend checking this out. I love this. I thought this was cool. Just the fact that like we're getting more of the Mysterios. I think there's maybe one more that we haven't uncovered yet. So I'm looking forward to seeing who like the other remaining Mysterio is going to be. I like just the fact that they're kicking off a war in New York, basically. Harry and Gwen. Like now's the time for them to like really start hitting at Fisk. And so we got all this like dynamics playing in, and I'm wondering how Peter's going to get involved. Another thing is Richard still has a spider suit. Like, he's still, you know, the Black Spider-Man. The black suit, I should say, not the Black Spider-Man. He still has the black suit. So what if we have a situation where the AI starts following Gwen? Like, maybe it's not necessarily Richard that sees things Gwen's way, but you know how the black suit like affected Peter in the original 616? What if the black suit, like, just since it's an AI and since the suit is not like it's not like cloth or anything like that, it's not tights, it's not spandex, it's like legit like nanobots kind of. What if the AI basically takes over Richard's body and controls him and forces him to follow Gwen and kind of go down the dark road, and Richard's trying to fight against it, but he can't? Like, that could be another interesting plot thread that unravels in this story. I guess we'll see where that goes. But yeah, I'm kind of rambling at this point. Awesome issue. Loved it. Recommend it. Go check it out. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still want to thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next one is more to your liking. With that said, thank you once again, and I hope you guys and gals have a good one. Later.